The following is not suitable for children under the age of 18. This show contains coarse language and sexual themes that may be deemed over the top, as well as my own personal views. Please note all characters of the show are fiction and are not targets of anyone or anything, but are made up for complete satire.
It's back, bigger and badder than ever. Hit the music.
Hello my masters and welcome to the Sky Genie Show, the absolute worst show ever. We're on episode 28 of the Sky Genie Show, and I am proud to announce I have lost my virginity for Skype. Yeah, the other day I went on Wrestling's National Committee, and I have to put over Johnny Florida, who does a great show, as well as Old Man Jenkins and Michael Corbin and anyone else I'm probably forgetting. I also had Yuck Nasty on, and they are planning to do a pod crash, combining the two shows. That will be on Wednesday on Mixlr. I think it's 9 o'clock or 9:30. But definitely both good shows. Wrestling's National Committee and Get in the Corner. Both are on Mixlr, where you find these shows. Anyway, moving on. The other day, we had Australia Day, which is our Independence Day for Australia. Although it comes with a lot of controversy. Because this was the day that we invaded for the natives of Australia known as Aboriginal, and there's been a lot of controversy on changing the date because the symbolisation of Australia Day, which is January 26th, blooper, is the day the white men came and invaded Aboriginal land, raped their women, enslaved them, and all of that. How did I spend my Australia Day? Well, I did not celebrate Australia Day. No. What I did decide to do was get really, really drunk. Wear a lot of Australian attire, and for one day of the year, be proud to be Australian. And it just happened to fall on Australia Day. It's all a coincidence, really. So, moving on, it's now time for everyone's least favourite segment of the show. A cockroach sandwich. Yes. Can you imagine a sandwich full of cockroaches and you're putting it in your mouth and you're crunching it? Live ones too. Those little legs going everywhere as you bite their fucking heads off. Brutal, huh? Now for everyone's favourite segment of the show. And for those wondering about Genie Jr. and the pregnancy, well apparently it's showing. I don't know if Genie Jr. just overfed it or not, but whatever. He's a special boy. Now because I'm pretty unprepared, there is no wrestling news segment or any reviews. So what I'll do each prediction after each break. That way I get all the other shows in that I like to promote. So after the break, the TakeOver San Antonio predictions. Are you looking for a good laugh? Then check out Get in the Corner. Get in the Corner. Dark Corner. Dark Corner. With hosts Yuck Nasty and Dogger Baby. Every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. on Mixlr. Check them out on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. on Mixlr. For interesting discussion and debates on professional wrestling, check out Johnny Florida, Michael Corbin, and Old Man Jenkins on Wrestling's National Committee. They talk a wide range of topics on the world that is pro wrestling. Check them out on Wednesday at 9 p.m. on Mixlr. For fans of the show, please also check out the Don Tony and Kevin Castle show. Don Tony and Kevin Castle show is a hard-hitting, with brutal honesty type show as they give their views on the world of professional wrestling and WWE. They're also on Stitcher and iTunes. If you want to catch them live, listen to them on Mixlr. And we are back, and now for the wrestling news. Kenny Omega has made a statement regarding the Royal Rumble. He went on to Wrestling Observer's radio show with Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez to say that he won't be in the 2017 Royal Rumble, and he didn't want to give anyone false hope. For me personally, whether he was in or not, it wouldn't have worried me, but I don't think he should have said really much of anything. I mean, yeah, I get his reason for why he said so, and don't want to disappoint anybody, but to me, it is wrestling. It's the same with Kurt Angle. Even if he wasn't to go in and he's cancelling all his dates, so he possibly will be in the Royal Rumble, even if he wasn't, I like to be sort of surprised watching a Royal Rumble or WWE wrestling show or anything. If he came out or not, it wouldn't have worried me. I don't think I would be offended. But then again, it's a fair go. It was rumoured that Road Dogg Jesse James replaced Ryan Ward, who was the lead writer for SmackDown. While Road Dogg did receive a promotion that is over Ryan Ward is still the lead writer for SmackDown. Road Dogg is said to be a major player backstage because of his relationship with Triple H, who, as my guess, wants him when Triple H takes over WWE. Could be a while off yet, but who knows. Don't go away. After the break, the reviews of NXT TakeOver San Antonio and the 2017 Royal Rumble. For fans of the Sky Genie Show, please also make sure to check out Wrestling Soup. They drop at 9:30 on Thursday. Join hosts Anthony Missionary Thomas and Joey Numbers as they lightheartedly talk about the world that's happening in professional wrestling, as well as other current events. While over there, please make sure to check out the Saturday morning shitbox. Have your voice and question heard as Mish and Joey answer questions on their thoughts of professional wrestling or anything else going around in the world. That show drops on Saturday morning-ish. The weeks it doesn't air is because they're doing pay-per-view Sunday. Yes, whenever there's a WWE pay-per-view, Mish and Joey usually review it, sometimes with John Draper. They also have shows on Stitcher and iTunes. If you want to catch the boys live, check them out on Mixlr. For my masters who are wondering if there will be Sky Genie shows throughout the Christmas New Year period. So sorry, not for the normal show, but check out the holiday edition of the Sky Genie Show. There you will find I review old wrestling shows from the past. I review them to today's standards, and to make it interesting, I won't even know what I'm reviewing until I do it. Of course, I'll know before you, because I have to record the fucking thing, don't I? But it's filled with gags and more as well. So check out the holiday edition of the Sky Genie Show right here on my channel here on YouTube. If you're looking for a very professional show to listen to the Solomonster Sounds off. His show, smokes this one entirely, is a very informative show. Join Jason Solomon as he gives his thoughts on the current events of professional wrestling. Catch his show on Podbean, Stitcher or iTunes. Also check out Jason Solomon's YouTube page where he does extras for pay-per-view shows or interviews with wrestlers in the business. Jason has interviewed the likes of Diamond Dallas Page, Bob Hardcore Holly, the legendary Jim Ross, and even Booker T. Definitely a show worth checking out. And we are back, and now for the first review. And now for the review of NXT TakeOver San Antonio. We open up the show with Ty Dillinger versus Eric Young. In a great show opener, Eric Young wins. We then had Roderick Strong versus Andre Almas in an awesome match. Roderick Strong can work with anybody and could easily be in the main event. As small as he might be, he can go. We then had the NXT Tag Team Championship, DIY versus Authors of Pain. To say Awesome of Pain, well, I wouldn't be wrong because this match was pretty awesome as well. Authors of Pain looked very dominant, and so it would be. Gargano and Ciampa worked awesome as well. But your winners and new NXT Tag Team Champions, the Authors of Pain. After this, Seth Rollins comes out and calls out Triple H. Triple H comes to the stage but calls out security. Seth Rollins fights with security but ends up getting taken out. We then had a fatal 4-way for the NXT Women's Championship. Asuka versus Nikki Cross versus Peyton Royce versus Billie Kay. I thought this was a really great match, and I think it was a smart move to keep it on Asuka, who was the winner and still champion, because, sorry to the other girls, but I don't know who the fuck the other ones are. Even the Australian ones. Okay, I'm Australian, but who the fuck are you? Nikki Cross, I kinda understand. Been hearing her name a lot and people praising her. But after these matches, they are great performers. Just I don't think really, well, Peyton Royce or Billie Kay are ready for NXT Women's Championship. To be champions anyway, really. But anyway, moving on to the main event. It was for the NXT Championship. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Bobby Roode. After suffering a quote-unquote knee injury during the match, Nakamura tried to fight back against Bobby Roode, but it was too much to overcome. So your winner and new NXT champion, Bobby Roode. And it's only fitting after a glorious main event. Overall, this card was a really weak lineup going into it, but like most NXT takeovers, it over-delivered. Will it be better than the main roster? Well, starting right now, since it's the first show of the year, there's usually about 4 takeovers, usually around the big 4 WWE pay-per-views. What I am going to do is do a tally. Whichever show does better, whether it be NXT or the main roster, will get a tally. Then by the end of the year, we'll see who puts on a better show. Because a lot of the times, NXT TakeOver does a lot better than the main roster, which is rare. So that will be the plan going forward. Now we wait for the Royal Rumble tomorrow night. But you obviously will hear it next. And now for the 2017 Royal Rumble. I didn't get a chance to watch the pre-show, and I don't really care to go back, so we'll go from the main show. For the Raw Women's Championship, it was Charlotte defending her title against Bayley. I thought this was a pretty boring match, considering that these two have put on awesome matches in the past, but your winner and still champion, Charlotte. We then move on to the Universal Championship, Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, with Chris Jericho in a shark cage. I thought this was a really great match between the two, your winner and still champion, Kevin Owens. We then had the Cruiserweight Championship, Rich Swann versus Neville. And after a really boring match, Neville is your new champion. And then for the WWE Championship, AJ Styles defending his title against John Cena. What was easily match of the night, your winner and 16-time world champion, John Cena, tying the Ric Flair record, unless you count his other wins. We then go to the Royal Rumble match itself. It was an okay Royal Rumble, but wasn't the greatest. There wasn't really any surprises, really. You had Ty Dillinger come in from NXT. Besides that, nothing. Your winner of the 2017 Royal Rumble is Randy Orton. Overall, the Women's and the Cruiserweight Championship were both boring matches. Your World Titles and the Universal Title matches were both very good matches. Royal Rumble was a little disappointing. And that is the review of the 2017 Royal Rumble. After reviewing both, NXT was the better show, in my opinion, by a mile. And that'll be it for this episode of the Sky Genie Show. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Check us out on our website, skygenie.weebly.com. On my Facebook page, it's the Sky Genie Show page. On Twitter, it's SDD916. Catch you next time. Now I'm going to enjoy my sandwich. Roasted cockroach on my sandwich. Tastes like chicken. Oh fuck, it's still recording. Bye.